Hi, I'm Dr. J. Varma, and welcome to Thermometer. On this channel, I check the temperature of health in the United States and around the world, and I give you expert insights on infectious diseases and public health. I'm pleased today to welcome a friend and colleague, Dr. Jon Epstein, for our weekly episode called Inside Bird Flu, where we discuss the latest news about the H5N1 epidemic here in the United States and around the world. Welcome, John.
Hi, Jay. Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you as always. I know that you've been jet setting around the world, doing work in other places. Is bird flu much of a story outside of the United States right now?
Oh, yeah. I think it's on everybody's mind. I mean, there were unfortunately recently some human cases in Cambodia. So, Southeast Asia is always an area where you get circulation of this virus in poultry flocks and unfortunately, occasionally human cases that happen. But it's something we have to pay attention to both globally and now, unfortunately, in the United States.
Yeah, and in fact, the topic that we're going to discuss today is actually a hyper local one. Both you and I live in the New York area. I live in the city.
Mhm.
You now live outside of it. But there was a headline in one of the local newspapers last week saying that bird flu has sickened thousands of chickens at New York City poultry markets, despite a temporary statewide shutdown. So
Yes.
before we get into this, what is a live poultry market?
Okay, good. Well, it's really common, first of all. We find these all over the world, including in the United States. And it is simply a market that keeps and sells live birds, typically chickens and ducks. That's when we talk about poultry, that people can come in and shop for and buy, and they will butcher them. They'll slaughter and butcher them on site and prepare them for you. So it's a way to get really fresh meat that you're generally going to consume right away. And it's how a lot of people around the world shop for their meat through live markets.
Yeah, I would have just thought that, here in New York City, I live in Brooklyn, most people get their chicken at the supermarket. So how many of these live markets are actually in New York City, and who do you find shopping at these markets usually?
Yeah, more than you would think. And I had to look it up and I was kind of surprised too. There are currently about 70 markets around New York City, and they're not always that obvious. It's not like you're walking down the street and you hear chickens and go down an alley and there they are. They're often in enclosed warehouses or indoor situations, and local neighborhoods will know where to find them. And I used to live in Queens for about 15 years, and I know that there are live bird markets in different parts of Queens as well. And once you know where to go to shop for them, and they're not secret, it's just that you got to know where they're located. And then they're massive. They have cages and cages full of, hundreds, if not more, of chickens and ducks.
Yeah. So what this report, in the newspaper said was that there were over 4,000 birds in New York were intended to be sold, have been found to be infected with H5N1 since March 1st, and that the outbreaks were found in live markets with over 1,000 birds in the Bronx and in Queens, as well as in some smaller flocks that were located on Brooklyn and on Staten Island.
Yeah.
And they said that there have been 11 outbreaks at live markets that have been reported in the past 8 weeks. And 7 of those 11 outbreaks happened in Queens itself. And for a brief time, there was a shutdown. I think sometime in February, the governor had shut down these markets, but then reopened them. So why don't you give us me a little bit about why are these markets at risk for bird flu, and what can you do to make them safer?
Yeah. Markets are always a high risk place because when you have influenza or really any other disease circulating on poultry farms, and then people bring sick birds into typically an urban setting. Live bird markets tend to be in urban settings. And so people bring chickens and poultry from multiple sources. And if some of those are sick, they're kept in really high density situations. So the chickens are probably multiple birds in a single cage that's way too small. It's really easy for diseases to spread within a market system. And on top of that, you have vendors who are handling these birds with their bare hands. They're butchering and slaughtering them, again, typically with their bare hands, and handling, raw meat. So there's tons of exposure, not only to breathing in, aerosolized feces and fecal dust, but also handling and getting blood and having exposure to some of the bodily fluids when you're butchering an animal. So markets are particularly problematic, and they tend to be relatively unhygienic. And there's not always appropriate disinfection at the end of the day. So wiping down surfaces and tools and utensils and really cleansing the market. And so what happens in a lot of situations globally when there are bird flu outbreaks, whether it's H5N1 or other types of flu that could be transmissible to people, is the only way to really control it is to shut down the market for a period of time, totally depopulate it, and completely disinfect it. Surfaces, tools, floor, stall, you name it. And only then can you slowly repopulate it with live animals, but you still have to make sure that they're healthy.
Yeah, and I spent 3 years working in China from 2008 to 2011. We were worried about the next coronavirus or the next influenza virus emerging. Sure enough, we saw
Right.
it 10 years later, 10 years after I was there, a novel coronavirus emerged. And one of the biggest concerns was these live animal markets. And not only are
That's right.
they sort of live poultry markets in parts of Asia, they are in those places, they are live, they are wild
Yes.
markets, right? They're
Yes.
bringing wild animals, so even exotic animals. Do we have those types of markets here in the New York area?
They exist, but at a much smaller scale, and oftentimes they're underground because it's illegal to trade wildlife and to sell wildlife, but there is cultural demand for it among different populations. So we occasionally do see illegally imported wildlife that are sold live or that have been butchered and smuggled into the country, and the meat is sold. And this is something we look at as a risky activity as well, and it's something we try to monitor, but it's very difficult to monitor because it's illegal and therefore it's carried out secretively.
Yeah. So, what do you think we should be doing about it? Should people in New York be educated about? And I assume it'd have to be very targeted education, right? You're looking at largely, I'm going to assume largely immigrant communities where people have a particular, cultural or culinary association with fresh poultry. Should we be telling people not to go to these markets, or should we be giving them certain instructions about what they should do? I mean, aerosolized feces is both the name of a really good punk band as well a really good punk band name as well as something I would want to stay away from. So what are we doing? Shutting down the markets, educating people, doing some type of inspection. What would you do to get a handle on this problem?
Yeah, this is a big discussion, particularly in global health. There are certainly parts of the world where there simply is no alternative to get protein other than going to a live animal market and purchasing it there. And if it's out in the open air, and if assuming there isn't a big outbreak of flu or other disease circulating, it generally has been fine. And there's always ways to improve hygiene and security. But in a context like New York City, while yes, it is culturally desirable perhaps to have live bird markets, it comes with certain risks. There are risks to animal health. They tend not to be the most humane or hygienic places, and that's important just for the health of chickens and ducks. But on top of that, when you're dealing with a zoonotic virus like bird flu, it puts people at risk. And so there's a real argument to be made that maybe we don't need to have so many live bird markets or any live bird markets when you can source poultry from local butchers and supermarkets. And it's part of a food system that ensures safety when it gets to your table.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the inherent challenges we face, right? We're talking a lot on this channel about the politics right now, and this whole sort of reactionary movement that's claiming that they're going to make America healthy again, but doing a lot of like structural changes and cutting of programs and staff that's not going to make us healthier. It's going to clearly make us unhealthy. But I think one thing, humans, regardless of your sort of political affiliation or beliefs here in the United States, agree on, and I think you and I agree on it, is that we don't love our food to necessarily be farmed and grown in factories and in industrial processes. And one would think that, well, the farmer's bringing the chicken to me, that's a farmer that probably cares more about their
Mhm.
animals, that treats them probably more humanely, and they're less likely to be sick because they're not part of a massive operation. Sort of similar to how if you buy your food from the local farmer's market, we sort of intuitively believe and assume that that's going to be safer or healthier for us. What are your thoughts on that? Is that something you think that is really the case, or is the fact that these markets are so potentially unhygienic and they're mixing people from so many different farms that a lot of that potential benefit that you get from buying a single farm is outweighed by other things?
Yeah, it's an important point and a big difference. When, if you're fortunate enough to have a local farmer's market that brings in poultry and other meat from a single farm where you know the origin, there's some kind of veterinary service on that farm presumably, and that the farmer is ethical and he's not bringing an animal, meat from an animal that was sick, and the butchering is happening on site at the farm or at a facility, and then the meat is being brought down to the market. In the live bird markets, you don't know anything about the origin of the poultry. They're probably coming from multiple sources. We know, and I think the article that you're referencing describes poor conditions where sick birds are being thrown into dumpsters. They're probably arriving into the market sick and doing poorly, and there may not be much regulation or control about whether even sick birds are allowed to be included in the market and sold at the market. So without this kind of oversight or monitoring, it's much riskier in a live bird market situation than it might be from a single source farm that you might want to buy your meat from.
Yeah. And so good. So I'm glad, just so to bring, sort of viewers, sort of wrap this all up. I think the basic message is, keep an eye on what's going on in bird flu in your community. If you are somebody that likes buying your poultry from these places, make sure you're being careful about the birds you're buying, what you're doing when you're there as well, too. Probably don't spend too much time in those facilities because they are a potential risk itself. And, keep an eye out on the news and like I said, about monitoring what's going on everywhere. So thank you for joining me this week for another episode of Inside Bird Flu. And if you care as much as we do about public health and infectious diseases and keeping ourselves safer and healthier, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please share this episode. And we'll see you back here next week for another episode of Inside Bird Flu. Thanks a lot, Jon.
Thanks, Jay. Be well.